Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
I'm well, and yourself?
I'm doing well as well.
Yeah, you're changing the times 50 million times.
Yeah, sorry, man. I'm a working man, so I gotta, I, I got a load, which
Hey,
is awesome. I'm not gonna be sitting waiting all day.
that's
Like,
good.
yeah, and it's only like the delivery is only 8 hours away, so I can not. It's not like I'll be driving all night. I'll get to I'm in South Carolina right now, and I got to go to Nashville, Tennessee. So not too bad.
And you got to be there by tomorrow?
Yeah, delivery's tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. So everything's all good.
Oh, so yeah, you'll get there today at some point.
Yeah, I'll get there today like 7 o'clock. Yeah, so
Okay.
I'll be all good. Mason in Portland, good morning. I think we have a new viewer, new girl. Welcome, my friend. How are you, girl? Thanks for joining us here. We got Mason in Portland.
Morning. Well, no, for Miss New Girl, it's good afternoon.
Oh, that's right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Miss New Girl. How are you? Thank you for
For
joining us.
Mason, yeah. For Mason, it's bright and early, 7 a.m.
Yeah, Mason, it is 7 a.m. up there, isn't it? So let's
Did you enjoy the movie, or did you think it was trash?
well, okay. So I watched it. I watched Thunderbolts, and you know what, dude? Seriously, bro, like I fucking loved it. I fucking loved this movie. 100%.
Not the answer I expected, but okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved the shit out of this movie.
The
Florence
problem,
Pugh, Florence Pugh was yeah, there's going to be spoilers. If you haven't seen it,
if
cool.
if you didn't see it, tune away.
Yeah,
I mean, it did release what's today, Wednesday? Yeah, it did release yesterday on digital release. So you have the opportunity, rent it, buy it, all that. Or you could wait probably another month and watch it on Disney Plus.
right.
But you're gonna get some spoilers.
Yeah. All right, let's just address this. Florence Pugh is a fucking babe. I'll come back soon so I don't hear anything. All right, cool. Yeah, Florence Pugh is hot as fuck. She is yeah, she is my new celebrity crush. Swear to God. Seriously. No, she's and I I know she was in another movie. It was like was it Midsummer where she her and her husband went to this compound and
It's not Midsummer, but I know what movie you're talking about.
it's not Midsummer.
No, I don't
Okay,
believe
yeah,
that was the name, but I know what you're talking about.
yeah, where they put him in like a cow and they burn him or something.
Yeah, she's a pretty decent actress. She was also in Oppenheimer.
Oh, she was.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe they show her top half in Oppenheimer.
All right. So guess who's gonna watch Oppenheimer now? That
Enjoyed 3 hours of that shit.
yeah,
I
that's
passed.
really
It just like I enjoy Christopher Nolan as a director, but like some of his movies are hit or miss for me. Like I don't care for Oppenheimer, like stuff that's about the like an atomic bomb. I don't care. I didn't care for. I think it was his Tenant. Just didn't catch my eye.
yeah.
Uh,
That's, I didn't see that one.
even though I heard it was really good. Like my son's like, "Yo, Tenant was great, Pop. You should watch it." I'm like, just like no, it didn't capture me. Those trailers did nothing for me. Yes, she was in that.
All right, I'll have to check it out. Yeah, I really didn't know much about her. Um, but and here's my thing with the Thunderbolts. I I didn't see Black Widow. I didn't watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Um, and I think those two movies are. I don't want to say. I don't want to say this is a sequel to those two movies, but the characters in this movie are from those two. Is from the show and that movie, right?
Who are you referring to?
Just all the characters. There was the
Well, the wannabe Captain America is from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show. Uh, Florence Pugh, she was introduced in the Black Widow movie, and she
yeah.
also had a cameo in Hawkeye season 1.
Oh, okay.
Red Guardian is also in the Black Widow movie,
Yeah, well, we're gonna talk about Red Guardian. Oh my god.
and Valentina. I can't remember, but she might have made a cameo. Yeah, she was also in Falcon. She made her debut in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Is that the broad that turns invisible?
No, she was the boss.
The senator lady.
Yes,
Julia Louis Dreyfus.
yes.
Elaine Seinfeld.
Ghost was introduced in Ant-Man Part 2.
That's the broad that disappears, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
and
okay.
Taskmaster, she was introduced in Black Widow.
Yeah. Okay. Is that the one that gets shot in the head at the very beginning?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. See, I didn't watch any of those, so I really went into this movie blind, and it was good. You know, I absolutely went into this movie with a chip on my shoulder, like, fuck this movie. I didn't, but it was for someone who didn't watch those shows, didn't watch the movies, um, there was perfect exposition. I mean, it explained, the Walker. They explained
So
he was a super soldier. He was Captain America, but he killed somebody.
he was Captain America for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So she was in a movie called Midsommar, but the movie I believe you're referring to is called Don't Worry, Darling, where it's the compound.
No, I believe it is Midsummer. I believe the movie I'm talking about is Midsummer.
Because she also did one called Don't Worry, Darling that was kind of compound based.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Midsummer.
But either way, we digress on that topic.
Yes.
But here we go. So Black Widow technically takes place right before Infinity War.
Okay.
So remember when she drops the bomb where she releases all the heroes' names and all this other shit at the end of Captain America Winter Soldier, I believe it was?
I think so. I've only seen that movie once. While I did.
Okay, so it's technically, it's kind of like it's kind of a bridge in that timeline there.
Okay.
All right, Pineapple. So she releases the record. She's on the run. And that's why she kind of goes back and she meets up with the Red Guardian and Yelena and all this other shit.
Okay.
So Yelena gets blipped. And when she comes back, she finds out Natasha's dead.
Okay.
Why she pops up in Hawkeye, because she thinks Jeremy Renner's character killed her. Because that's what she's told.
Okay.
So all that grief she's walking around with in the beginning of this movie, when she finally breaks down to the Red Guardian, it's kind of stemming from all that. She's like, I finally reconnected with Natasha. And then I disappear for 5 years. I come back and she's dead.
Got it. Okay.
So everyone in this movie kind of has their own personal mental grief to deal with the exception of Taskmaster and Ghost.
Yeah, Ghost just seemed like an assassin. Like she was just there, for a job.
Yeah. Same thing with Taskmaster. Like they brought that. Like I felt that was just a waste.
Yeah.
Like I get it, but I don't know. Maybe they'll do something down the line with another version of Taskmaster because Taskmaster's supposed to be the Almighty, like can copy everybody's moves. The only person he has a problem with is Deadpool.
Right, right. And from what I remember, from watching YouTube videos and whatnot, um, everybody was really disappointed with Taskmaster. Like that's,
Because like even she was the one down. Like Black Widow was actually a pretty good movie.
okay,
Taskmaster as the villain was kind of
all right,
So other than that, that movie wasn't bad.
okay,
It sucks that it kind of it was put in a no-win position, coming right out of in the middle of COVID bullshit, and
yeah, that's right,
was
that's
like
right.
Disney Plus was just starting. Like, well, fuck it, we'll stick it on Disney Plus, even though she took less money up front to gain the points in the back. That's why she sued them.
Ah, okay, okay.
So she basically kind of worked her way into like a Robert Downey Jr. deal on that movie where I take less up front, but I gain it in the back end with the point.
Yeah, okay.
But they settled with her. She got her $20 million, and there you go. Because, the CEO at the time was a dumb fuck who didn't know nothing. Yeah.
Got it. Luigi Greenberg. I like the concept of Taskmaster as a villain in the MCU, but it was weird that they made Taskmaster a woman, basically a robot woman. Yeah, I did hear that
Yeah.
they gender swapped that
Yeah, they
character.
gender swapped it, which I didn't care for. I mean, I didn't mind it because she was a woman that was trained in the Black Widow program.
Okay, okay. The Red Room and all that.
Yeah, the Red Room. I always forget the name. So she was trained in the Red Room. She was part of that core. So it was like, okay. I don't know how she learned everybody's moves. I guess with the helmet, or she was just that good.
Yeah, I think that was her power was that she could
Yeah,
copy everybody.
that's Taskmaster. Like,
Yeah.
so remember in Infinity War, like that vest that Natasha's wearing?
Yes. Okay.
She
Yes.
gets that from Yelena at the end of Black Widow. So they kind of tie, even though it came out after all these movies happened, they placed it there and shit like that.
Okay.
So, like I said, it's not a bad movie to watch if you got Disney Plus. Give it a shot.
Right.
If,
Right.
if not, I can help you out.
Right on. Yeah, but no, I did at the opening of the movie where it's Yelena and she's talking about all this all this bad stuff she's thinking about, and obviously she's not going to jump off the building because she's the main character of the movie. Um, but it for someone who was not familiar with any of these supplemental movies or TV shows that any of these characters were in, I was I bought into it. It gave enough exposition and enough explanation to where I could follow the movie. Okay, she was, she's even though this may be, this may be wrong canonically. She's a secret agent. She did a lot of jobs that she regrets, and now she's feeling regretful and remorseful for all the things that she did. But she still needs to do that job. That was
The regret portion stems from the sister dying. That's where she's dealing with all that remorse. It's a smoke show.
if
But
if you're free, dude, and you want to hop on, if you haven't seen this yet, if you've seen the movie already, let me know. I'll send you the link, bud.
I thoroughly enjoyed the movie.
I did too. I loved it. I loved it. I loved the dynamic of Florence Pugh and Yelena rather, and Red Guardian. That was perfect. I'm gonna have to say,
Jim
right
brought
on,
his
brother.
bucket.
That's cool, dude. No problem. Um, yeah, so did I. I was not familiar with the Red Guardian as far as the Black Widow movie.
I would say this. I'm gonna jump towards the end of the fucking movie where he's in the fucking grocery store. You'll see the Winnie box.
That was funny. That was funny.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm a hero. The lady's like,
That's me on the Wheaties books.
that shit was so.
Um,
Oh, he was basically there for the comedic relief.
yeah, but um, it was what he really, he is a hero. Like regardless of whether he was made in communist Russia, for whatever reason, he, he really feels and he believes and he is a hero. Um, I think Red Guardian is Red Guardian is one of my favorite characters now.
So he's kind of like the broke down version of Captain America.
Well, yeah, because he was in communist Russia. Like I do know a little bit about, because I have seen a lot of, YouTube videos about, Marvel movies and stuff. I do um but yeah, in from what I gathered from Black Widow, it seemed to me like Red Guardian was just a joke. He was there for comic relief, but he was just a joke. I may have to watch Black Widow now, but in this movie, he he wanted to be a hero.
Oh no,
Like
he wants to be the hero, just like Captain America, the Walmart version, wants to be a hero too. But see, Red Guardian is he was in the shadow of Winter Soldier.
okay,
Because they're both from that program. So he's kind of in that shadow. And Wyatt Russell, or what that his name? I forgot his fucking name in the movie. The
who?
U.S. agent is kind of in the shadow of Steve Rogers and Anthony Mackie's character as
Okay,
Captain America's.
okay,
He when he took the mantle on, good intentions, but the side effect of the serum in him made him really rage and angry. Hence why he killed someone in Falcon and Winter Soldier and lost a shield.
So the person he killed in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, was that an innocent person? Was it like, was he supposed to just bring that person in? Like
It
what is
wasn't
the
he wasn't an innocent bystander. It was more of someone working with a fraction,
Okay. Okay.
but he still killed. You're supposed to not kill when you're technically a hero, even though we know Captain America's killed plenty of people,
Yeah.
but they don't really show. Just like Iron Man and the Hulk and all this other shit.
So Walker, um the part where he's taking his shield and he's beaten, is that where he kills the guy, where he's okay. Okay. So it was more of like a murder than just
Yes.
than just
Like I said, Falcon and the Winter Soldier wasn't bad.
okay.
It had some things that like, but overall, it progressed their story, and it's funny how you find out who's this like bad person, and it's Agent 13 from the Winter Soldier movie. She's like a real.
I gotta watch that again, man.
Well, I can't remember her name. I just remember her as Agent 13.
Okay.
So she was the one tasked watching Captain America when they lived in that one apartment. Like, She was like a neighbor, but she was technically part of Agents of Shield. Shannon Carter's niece. She ends up becoming bad. So
Okay,
at the end of that show, I just forgot what they called her.
right on, right on.
Like I said, the worst one out of all the Marvel TV shows has been Secret Invasion.
Well, I think Ironheart is going to be taking that.
Ironheart, like I said. Spoilers, I haven't watched them yet, but they introduced Mephisto. Finally.
In
Ironheart.
really?
Yes. It was going to happen. It's been rumored for over a year. This show should have came out last year, but they held on to it.
Is it Mephisto? Like, I mean, Nimrod can probably answer this. But Mephisto was he was with Thanos though in the comic, the Infinity Gauntlet.
No, he wasn't.
Who am I thinking of, man?
The dumb wizard?
No, there was like a devil guy.
He's the Lord of Hell.
Yeah, it wasn't.
He hasn't been. He's finally introduced, and you want to
No,
know who's
I'm
playing
in the comic book. In the comic book,
Oh, okay. I can't speak the comics.
Infinity Gauntlet.
I can't speak the comics.
Yeah, the Infinity War and Endgame. What the fuck? There should be no reverb. Yeah, in the comic, in the Infinity Gauntlet. There we go. Red Hood. That's spinach. So that's spinach. Okay.
The person playing the Red Hood in Ironheart is a pretty good actor. I like him.
Okay.
Like he was the. I don't know. Did you see the Transformers: The Rise of the Beast?
No, that's the one that has the Dinobots in it, right?
No, that's the Last Night.
Oh.
Rise of the Beast is Optimus Primal, Air Razor.
Yeah.
Unicron makes a brief appearance in that movie.
Really?
Yes, at the beginning.
Oh wow! See, it's
he makes an appearance in the beginning, and they show him do what he do best.
Okay.
And he's kind of seen towards the end of the movie, but it's like cool.
Okay.
But he was in that movie. I don't know what else he's been in, but I enjoyed him in the Rise of the Beast movie.
Okay, I'll have to check that one out. I liked the first Transformers movie. I did like the second one. Is it the third one where Leonard Nimoy is where Optimus Prime just like murders him, just like straight up on it? They don't have blood.
Leonard Nimoy is one of the only actors who has been in 2 different Transformers movies.
That's right. He was Galvatron, and he was in this one too. Look at that.
He was Sentinel Prime, Galvatron, and I love Dark of the Moon. Revenge of the Fallen was
Mini Bomb.
Oh, come on, man. You got to give the first Michael Bay one a shot.
I did like the first Michael Bay one, but Looney Tunes.
The first Michael Bay one and Dark of the Moon were good.
Okay.
2 and 4, I understand why 2 had its problems because of the writer's strike. They had to rush the script to get into production. So that kind of handicapped that movie. 4, which one was 4? 4 introduced the Dinobots.
Yes.
And 4 introduces the Dinobots, and then they're also in The Last Night. Those are the 2 Marky Mark movies. Those are like I watched them, but they're like average at best. But I feel that's because I kind of got burnt out on Michael Bay with all the fucking explosions and all this other shit. But I don't want them to First Avengers and was forced to watch Black Panther. David Lynch is my style. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, David Lynch. So Tekezo, you were probably familiar with. Oh, do I still have it, or did I get rid of it?
That clip.
Yeah, the clip of David Lynch. Yeah, I did get rid of it, but yeah, when yeah, David Lynch. Yeah, George Lucas. He invited me, and he we. Not that I don't like salad, but this place only had salad, and I had such a headache, and he showed me these things called Wookiees.
The funny thing about that role, or that was Orson Welles' last role
Yeah, yeah, that was.
before
Oh,
he died.
and
Oh, that no, just quit while you're ahead.
Wait. Hold on, I got it.
No, nowhere near close. I'll give you an A for the effort.
I am Unicron. Yes. Well, I'm honored to be the first.
True Lynch almost directed Return of the Jedi. Dune's
hello,
death
All right.
was the reason he turned it down. I think when they tried to bring out that Dune movie back in the day, it was just
No, I think he did Dune after Return of the Jedi was before Dune.
might have been, but his Dune movie, ooh, I've seen like clips and it's like, oh,
Yeah, yeah,
they tried to tackle that story. Mm-mm.
yeah. So
Wasn't the time.
let's get into Thunderbolts here. Let's
I gotta go pee, so I can still hear you. I'll be right back.
fucking Lou. Make sure you keep your
I just have
microphone
to pee. My mic is on. I just mute when I pee.
so we can hear you pee like Jib.
I can do that if you want.
No,
Or I
I'm
could
good.
be.
No. Let's we don't want to be stealing Jib's bit. You know that's
Well,
his bit.
technically, that's always been my bit.
Yes, that's right. Lynch did
But
not get the final
Thunderbolt.
Dune. But Tekizo, I'm probably mispronouncing that, but I believe Dune. I believe Dune came out after Return of the Jedi. He did Dune because of the success of Return of the Jedi. That may be something to discuss and research, and maybe on another edition of Warp Speed we'll go into that because I do. All right, I'll be honest. I think Dune is the only David Lynch movie I've seen. He did that one movie, Straight Story, which is a true story about a guy that was on a riding lawnmower and he drove cross country on a riding lawnmower to see his sick brother.
Alrighty. Okay.
And I have not seen Eraserhead. I'm kind of afraid of Eraserhead. Like, I'm afraid if I watch Eraserhead, I am going to fall in love with it. So I've avoided it. But I may have to catch up. I may have to watch it. But Thunderbolts, let's get into it. So Florence Pugh, Yelena. I can't see. No, I mean, I loved this movie.
No, I like the movie. You know, like I said, after I watched it, I called my son. Just really, I called to talk, see my grandkid, but I told him, oh, yeah, I just finished watching Dunn. Was like, well, how was it? I'm like, it was an enjoyable movie. I liked it, but it's not something I would have cared to go see in the theater.
Thunderbolts?
Yeah, it's just.
Oh my God, I regret not going to see it in the movie.
It was just one of those where I was like, eh.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this at length before. You know, I like going to, and I had that other David Lynch where he, if you think you've seen a movie on your fucking phone, it's just shit.
Hey, what helps me is I have a 55-inch right here, and I have a surround sound, so I can mimic the movie theater experience somewhat.
Yeah, but it's not the same, man.
I don't disagree.
Okay.
Trust me. I'm one of those people that loves, but since my hearing is deteriorating,
What?
it's hard since my hearing sucks.
What?
Yeah, okay. It's hard to like hear the movie sometimes. Like, when they get into certain parts where they talk low, that shit bothers. It's not that it bothers me. It's just like I can't hear.
Gotcha.
So I'd rather just, you know what? Nowadays, sit home, fucking blast them in my earphones, and I'm good.
Right on. Yeah, but I did. You know when so they go to the vault, and it was. I mean, it was really good. I did like the dynamic of everybody. They were first coming all to kill everybody because everybody had a Valentina. She gave everybody a job, and it was supposed to kill all the others. Um, and when they're escaping, and then when Red Guardian, he's in the limo and he hears them talking, and then when he's driving the limo in the desert, they're like, going, "Who is that? What's that?" And then Florence Pugh goes, "Oh my god!"
Exactly.
And then when they're driving, and he's like, "No, don't worry, this car is bulletproof." And then breaks out "It's bulletproof-ish," and then she goes, "Jesus Christ!"
Bulletproofish my ass.
Yeah, I mean, and it's hard to explain the. I mean, I did. Yeah, I mean, everything about this. I mean, there were some parts like, well, no, I mean it. Yeah, I mean, I did not, like I said, I did not see any of the supplemental, movies or TV shows that would, feed into this, but I don't think I needed to.
For the
You
most
know,
part, you really didn't, unless you wanted
no.
to know who certain people were.
Yeah, if you wanted to get into each one of them had a target, right? Um, but it was they explained it. They explained it perfectly, and the exposition. It wasn't a lot of these movies. Sometimes are just an exposition dump. And what I mean by that is what that means is, there's one character basically talking to the camera. Okay, well, see, Captain America, this guy Walker, he was an evil captain. He killed somebody, and then that's why he's disgraced. And no, the way they did it was perfect. Like, they did it in such a way that it advanced the plot instead of just sitting down and you know just telling what they did. With Red Guardian, he he's in his little apartment, and then she goes, she finally visits him after however many years, and that dynamic between Red Guardian and Yelena, that, I mean, that was a perfect dynamic. I mean, she was, I mean, like, that's her father, like adopted, right? I'm sure they go into that in Black Widow, but
Black Widow.
yeah, I mean, and you get that, you get that, she's explaining about the Red Room, she's explaining about the, you find out all these other things that you really didn't need to see the other movies to understand, and it would. What am I trying to say here? Man, talking about a movie is a lot harder than I thought when you got someone like to go back and forth with. I'm used to just talking about a movie by myself, but this is fun. I'm trying to think what part I left off at. He goes to the desert, they get it. Well, yeah, then they go to and then the
They're
Valentina,
driving.
like, she's rebuilding Tony Stark's Avengers Tower, and
Mhm.
they.
I want to know where the fuck she got money from.
I mean,
She got to pay. She paid a pretty penny for Avengers Tower.
right?
Well, now they call it the Watchtower.
Yeah,
And
well, wouldn't maybe,
sidetrack. Diddy was found guilty on 2 counts out of the 5.
Really?
Yeah. Not guilty on the racketeering, and he was pretty much found guilty of the prostitution charges.
He was found guilty of the prostitution charges
Yeah.
and the racketeering charges?
No, not guilty.
Okay.
So basically, what does it say here? He was not guilty on counts 2 and 4. Hold on, where's the breakdown? Combs found guilty on counts 3 and 5, not guilty on counts 1, 2, and 4. The first count was racketeering.
So
that one was the hard one to prove.
With the 2 counts, did they get him on a RICO case? Because I from what I understood,
the RICO case would have been tied to the racketeering.
Okay. All right. To quote Karmic, but we digress. Hello.
Yeah. So you want to sit there and stay in the desert. The father, Red Guardian, picks them up. They're in the car driving, and Valentina's kill squad is chasing them down.
Right.
And here comes Bucky to save them.
That was like, how did he know where they were? How did he find them? That was the one problem I had. Like, it was like
you don't remember?
No, I
the
don't.
Girl told him, "You can track my phone, right?"
That's right. He did talk to the assistant. Okay.
So that's how he found them.
Yeah. Now keep in mind, I did see this in 2 sittings. So
it's okay. I watched it in 1.
Yeah, but no, it was. I mean, it was a great movie.
It was a good movie. It's an enjoyable movie. It does tackle mental health in its own little way.
Oh, I see.
It wasn't one of those that beat you over the head with it, because you can tell Bob had his little issues, and it's really more Yelena with her. I won't say it's mental health with Yelena. I think it was more PTSD.
Yeah, and see that's one reason why I kind of avoided it, because from what I read and what I heard about it, this movie it focuses on mental health and the mental health of everybody, and it's just such a good mental health. Like, I didn't get any of that. Yes, there was a little bit, but it was in service of the character.
Yeah,
like,
that's why it made sense.
Why did Bob go to that? Why did he go to that special thing to get the experimental drug to be super? Because he had all this bad shit, and he was like, well, shit, I got nothing else to lose. And that, the mental health thing, I did not see as big as the way
they made it seem online, because that was another reason why I was like, oh, great.
Right.
So, but we got that part. That part was cool. He takes them to fucking rundown tire shop. He had them captured in a rundown tire shop.
Yeah.
And then, the assistant calls again.
I am sick and tired of showing bits and pieces in commercials and trailers that are not in the movie. Like when Bucky says, something, and then Red Guardian goes, I love this guy. That part wasn't in the movie. At least the movie I saw. At least the copy you gave me. There's that happens all the time. Like, you're waiting.
Remember, a lot of these trailers are made before the final cut is made.
Which is the point I'm trying to make. Like, it's that was a funny part. That adds to Red Guardian. That adds to Red Guardian being a hero. Like, yes, like I agree with this man. I want to be hero. I love this guy. That was part of his thing, and I dig the shit out of Red Guardian. Red Guardian is one of my top favorite MCU characters. totally. And Yelena too. I did, she's she's badass. And it wasn't. And another thing I wanted to mention that I liked about it, I was under the impression that we were going to see, we can't repel girl bossery of this magnitude. No, it wasn't. It wasn't a girl. She wasn't a girl boss. She didn't have the Ray effect where everything was perfect. She did everything awesome. No, she was flawed. She had a character. Every person in this movie had an actual character. This was,
Yeah. It was
I was
kind of a redemption arc for most of them.
right. I was, yeah, my views on this movie changed 180 degrees. Like I said, I went into the movie with a chip on my shoulder. I watched it and I'm like, okay. And it wasn't until they were in the desert and then the limo's coming. That when Yelena's, she's going, oh God, when she sees the limo, she knows exactly who's coming. She knows, she knows her dad. She knows, Red Guardian. She knows what he's going to be like. She knows who he is. And that's what, when she goes, when they shoot out the back window of the limo and she goes, oh, Jesus Christ. I actually did LOL. I laughed out loud. That's when I bought into the movie. I'm like, all right, let's sit down. Let's watch this fucking movie. I'm in. I'm all kinds of in.
Yeah, I mean, it was. Yeah, the car's bulletproof ish.
Bulletproof ish.
Yeah, once they got hit and the window blew out, that's the itch.
Right.
And then he hits the button like some smoke or something about to pop out. And no,
this car.
jump on it, just ride it. It's like, oh, because he just sinks even deeper into the seat.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, all of that was great. I mean, it built up. You had the tension, and then that happened, and then it's like, all right, cool. We're yeah, and then when I did like when what was Bob's superhero name? Sentry. Yeah, I thought it was my computer. I'm watching it on my laptop. But when he was the shadow guy, I thought it was, I thought it was my computer, but no, he was like the shadow version of Link in Ocarina of Time when Link fights himself, but he's a shadow.
Okay.
You ever play that game?
I never got into the Zelda games.
All right, so we're gonna call it quits now. This is the last edition of Warp Speed with Cupcake and the Monster. Thanks, guys, for joining us.
I wasn't big on Nintendo games back in the day.
Oh God, no! I loved Legend of Zelda. That's
Good morning, Skull.
Fucking ringtone is Navi. The bitch who's talking in the back uses Navi as her voice. Like, yes, Legend of Zelda is one of my favorite gaming franchises. So yeah, that reminded me when he was fighting with his shadow self when they were in the void. That whole fight scene reminded me of the boss battle between Shadow Link and Link.
They might have cherry picked it from that.
I'm sure they did. I mean, what's going on, Skull? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it was. Did you see the post-credit scene?
I saw them both. That was the one where he's in the grocery store. That was funny. Bo Beardington, my man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
See, when the 64 came out and the GameCube, I wasn't playing like that. I didn't get back into gaming until the PS1.
No, I always had a since the NES, I've always had a Nintendo system. I had NES, I had Super Nintendo, I had N64, I had the GameCube, had the Wii, had the Wii U, had the Switch. I refuse to spend money on the Switch 2. Nintendo has lost a lifelong a
Well, because you don't want to pay fucking $80 for a game.
I don't. I mean, I don't play it. I mean, I wouldn't be playing it as much, but you.
I think for you, a Switch would benefit you more now since you're on the road a lot and you could just play it on the road when you're like
Yeah,
on a break.
I think about bringing it with me, but then it's another thing I gotta another thing I gotta bring with me. Yeah, it's all right, brother. Thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate it.
Lou looks more like a golden
I
eye.
like that on your way out.
I never liked first-person shooter games. I'm not into those whatsoever.
Yeah, I wasn't either. My boys are big into that.
Yeah, I can't get into shooter games. Just wasn't my
Yeah.
thing.
No,
But no,
my older boy was big into like Call of Duty and all those.
Call of fucking booty. The Void fight was interesting. How you just make people just disappear.
Right. That was. And how about the scene where Red Guardian saves that girl, and then she just goes, "Pow." That was. I was like, that was that. I don't want to say scary, but that was intimidating. That was like, whoa.
Yo, you literally have this big ass building fall on your back. You take it like a champ, and then the girl goes, poof.
Yeah, and he did take it like a champ. And that was, and man, I can't say enough about Red Guardian. Like he finally got to be a hero. He finally got to be the hero that he wanted to be. And it was. Yeah, right. I am a Red Guardian fan. Team Red Guardian. # Red Guardian.
Nimrod says, at the theater, the entire audience gasped when that kid got poofed.
For sure, I bet.
Blasphemy.
Drinking game.
Shot.
Oh my God. For sure. But yeah, I did.
Well,
I mean, there's really not much to explain about the movie. I mean, it
isn't. It's just when you watch it, you like it.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't
the post-credit scene, the longest one that Marvel has shot to date, is literally setting up Secret Wars.
Yeah, the Fantastic Four movie coming out.
No, it ain't setting up the movie. It's setting up Secret Wars.
Oh, okay. What about Doomsday? Isn't that another one coming out?
Doomsday is part 2. It's kind of like part 2 to the Secret Wars.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why this movie didn't get more accolades. Didn't get more positive reviews.
I said this in a chat that I'm in with a bunch of other nerds. I feel the $1 billion movie days are done. It's going to take a special movie to make $1 billion now.
Yeah, see, that's the thing too.
Like you need to scale back the production cost on your movies so you can profit more. Like Thunderbolts was a good movie. Well, the new Avengers, because that's what the asterisk was for the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
So
I didn't like that. Like I would much rather have them be the Thunderbolts. I mean, it was.
Yeah, but you got to understand, Valentina did that so she wouldn't get murked.
Oh.
That's why Yelena goes to her and whispers, "We own you now."
Right. Okay. All right. That makes sense. And I did like in the post-credit scene where they said, "Yeah, Sam, he put a copyright on the Avengers." Like
copyright claim.
Yeah.
Well, because you think about it, in his movie, he's tasked with forming a new Avengers group.
Yeah.
It's like the Avengers is such a weird fucking group because you have Shang-Chi, who's supposedly becoming a new member.
Who's that? The 10 Rings?
Yes. You didn't watch that movie neither?
No.
Oh, that movie was fucking beautiful.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Cinematography-wise, fucking visually stunning.
Really? Okay. All right.
And it was a good story. God
All right,
damn, bro!
well,
Like you just pick and choose which one of these movies you want to go see. I've noticed.
yeah, because after Infinity War, after Endgame, for me, the MCU was done. Like that was the conclusion of the MCU. Like like all this other supplemental stuff was, to me personally, it was just all right, all right. How can we make more money off of this MCU? We got a whole bunch of comics. What else can we do to make money?
See, the
That.
problem is, I think what the MCU is dealing with, maybe Nimrod would agree with this. We were invested in the group that they gave us. So now they're trying to build another group to get people invested, and it's not catching as well. I think it'll catch again once the X-Men come into play.
Yeah, but Disney may have a lot of that.
You're looking at the X-Men probably going to have the next 10-year run. If you can put up with the annoying chain-smoking Korean chick, the Shang-Chi was actually... You're referring to Aquafina?
Oh, she was in that movie?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
She was okay.
Yeah, I only know Aquafina from the Little Mermaid live-action movie. The scuttlebutt, ugh.
Yeah. So that's what they're suffering from. It's like it ain't superhero fatigue. It's actually, people fell in love with Chris Evans as Captain America. You built him out. You fleshed him out. People, you couldn't get a better Tony Stark with Robert Downey Jr.
For sure. And that was, and they did it right. They started off with the Iron Man movie. Let's see how good this movie does. It did great. All right, let's go. Was Thor the next movie?
I think no. Iron Man 2 was.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Was 2 Iron Man movies. Then I think we got Thor, and then we got Captain America, the first one.
There have always been dozens of members of the Avengers, but the big guys were always part of it in some way. Yeah, and I think,
and that's a problem you have now because Chris Evans got tired. I think Robert Downey Jr. would have continued because the way he gets his contract structured, he's like, as long as this movie makes a lot of money, I'm getting paid.
And see, that leaves kind of a bad taste in my mouth because, they're only, they're doing it for the money. I get it. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was Thor, then Captain America, the first Avenger, and then Iron Man 2.
That Hulk movie don't count.
It
doesn't count, Mason. It's not canon. They just cherry pick parts of it. That's it. It don't count. No, Mason. We're not giving you that one, Mason.
So there's a truce between you two, but not quite. If we're talking about this, then
that's the only reason why it's a little canon.
He is in the post-credit scene.
That's the only reason why it gets a little bit of canon, but other than that, no.
Yeah, but no, they did it. They did it right with Iron Man, Thor, Captain America. They didn't. The Hulk movie was Paramount, whatever. But they did it right, ending on the Avengers, and then going into the other movies, and then Infinity War, and then Endgame. That was the perfect set of movies that set up a universe. Unfortunately, money got involved, and I don't want to say it's fatigue, but it's...
Well, you got to look at it like this. Chris Hemsworth, I don't know how much weight he puts on to be Captain America.
Chris Hemsworth?
Not Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans. Chris Hemsworth, he likes doing this shit.
He does. He likes it a lot.
He likes doing it, but I think Thor 5 will be his final movie.
guess.
See, I was right. Nimrod looked it up.
Oh shit. Oh well.
Yeah, it was the first 2 Iron Mans.
What?
Now, are you going to see the re-release of Spinal Tap next week? I don't know what that is. What?
You've never heard of This Is Spinal Tap? It's
No.
like it was the first mockumentary. This Is Spinal Tap is amazing.
Okay.
We'll talk about it later. Well, shit. Well, we're talking about MCU now, but yeah,
Just
no,
so you know, I did download The Big Lebowski.
good. All right, future Warp Speed. We're gonna
And I also did get No Country for Old Men or No Man, whatever the fuck that shit was called.
Yeah.
I saw that movie and it was great. I wouldn't mind seeing that one again. It goes to
No Country for Old Men. I read the book. I did the audiobook.
Oh, come on, Bo. Why are you going to sit there and say R.I.P. to the MCU?
See, I kind of agree. Like it's not necessarily superhero fatigue, it's MCU fatigue.
I don't even think it's MCU fatigue. It's just people are not caring for these characters. The problem is when you have so many fucking characters.
Listen.
Oh, Jesus.
But yeah, no, it's. I gotta say the TV shows. The TV shows are what I think killed it. You know, it was just too
Here's
much.
the thing: the TV shows, for me, didn't kill it. It gave us the lesser known characters. They're giving them a chance to shine there. Like, I wouldn't go see a Miss Marvel movie, and it has nothing to do with that she's an Indian superhero, fucking from East New Jersey, wherever the fuck she lives. It's just like, okay, that don't capture me. But watching the TV show was great. Oh, okay. The 2 worst MCU TV shows were She-Hulk and Secret Invasion.
I will agree with you, Bo Burnington, my man. Yeah.
They fucked up She-Hulk. They made that one. I don't know what they were trying to do with that.
That was girl bossery. We can't repel girl bossery of that magnitude. Like that, you know, that right there. Just and whatever her name is, Maslany, whoever plays
Tatiana Maslany.
Yeah.
She wasn't a bad She-Hulk. It's just, I don't know what they were trying to do. Like, they have a scene with her twerking with Meg the Stallion. Like, why?
Right. And they pussified the Hulk. You know, that was the one thing I didn't like about Endgame was Smart Hulk. You know, that I have a feeling that was a lot to do with Mark Ruffalo, that he wanted to, but no, you can't.
No, he'll play the Hulk whatever way they want. It's just he follows the direction.
Yeah, I don't like Smart Hulk. Like I
don't.
That was the dynamic of Bruce Banner and the Hulk was, you know, he could, you know, the Hulk was dangerous. The Hulk was an unknown, you know, an unknown variable. You know, you didn't know what was going to happen. That's why the Avengers, you know, the Avengers movie, you know, when when Loki's in there and then Black Widow's, you know, talking to him and stuff. And she goes, all right, yeah, no, he's going to do something with the Hulk. You know, let's figure this out. You know, that's what made the Hulk. That's what made the Hulk. And then when Banner was able to not necessarily control, but he knew, like, yeah, I'm always angry. You know, then okay, he learned to live with his alter ego. You know, and he tried to shoot himself and then the big guy spit the bullet out. You know, that was. I don't see Smart Hulk doing that. You know, that was the appeal of the Hulk. He was just rage and emotion and Hulk smash. You know, and I don't want that kind of character to be smart. I don't
Here's the
want.
problem. Here's the thing that I saw online. Like I saw a clip of online scrolling on TikTok.
Oh,
The
thank you.
MCU
Okay.
does have a power scale problem.
As
It's
far as what?
come on, bro. The angrier the Hulk gets, the stronger he gets.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
The angrier he gets. I think that's what the original Hulk be.
the Eric Bana Hulk. Yeah. I mean, he went from in that movie. Because my son, my older boy, he was all about the Hulk. He saw commercials.
The anger, like it even stated in some of the comic runs, the pissed off, the more pissed he gets, the stronger he gets. Like, Thor is strong as shit, but I believe he's Nimrod. Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Thor stronger than Captain Marvel in the comics? But in the movies, they want to make them pretty much on the same playing field. Sentry, he is top tier Superman level.
Yeah, I wasn't even aware of Sentry in
Way. I
okay.
think he's saying way more powerful than it's.
Okay.
And we know Thanos in the comics is a fucking beast.
Correct.
In the movies, he was somewhat of a beast. Like he handled the Hulk relatively easily. But
Yeah,
it's like that punch when he punched Captain America should have killed him.
Yeah. Thor is a class 100, meaning he can press 100 tons plus.
Bro,
right.
like remember I believe it was in Infinity War when he's holding the two things to create Stormbreaker. Like, yo, we know that
we love you, brother. That's why we love you, Rob.
Hey, you're helpful in some things. Like I said, I'm not well versed with these comics, but I have you for that, Nimrod.
Yeah, but no, he is. I mean, he is a god.
Yeah, he's a god and all this other shit. You got Spider-Man, who is strong as shit.
Right.
Like, bro, I just literally saw something. There was a comic run on TikTok. I'm just scrolling and it popped up. Spider-Man beat the living fuck out of Kingpin in jail because he put out a hit on his Aunt May. And Spider-Man goes, yo, I won't kill you right now, but you better hope Aunt May doesn't die. Because if she does, I'm coming back to kill you.
Right. Right. Well,
Like,
Kingpin was just a regular. I mean, he was just a regular human, but he was just,
Spider-Man is class 10. Bro, did you watch Daredevil? No, I take it.
Not the TV show. No, I did watch the Ben Affleck movie.
Okay, no. We're not going to do that atrocity.
Shut up.
I am talking about the Disney Plus Daredevil. Nimrod, did you enjoy Daredevil on Disney Plus?
Wasn't it on first though?
Okay, that was a fun, but now we're referring to the canon version.
Oh, so the Netflix one isn't canon?
They still consider it canon, but kind of like a little more of an alternate universe.
Okay.
Type of way. They brought mostly all the characters back. Okay, at least he thought it was designed to be slow. I think season 2. Remember, this was supposed to be 18 episodes. They split it to give it 2 seasons. So you got the first 9, and then you'll get the second 9 next year. It was good. It's worth the watch.
Okay.
So, just watch that. Like, I think the only redeemable parts of She-Hulk were when Daredevil showed up and tapped that ass.
But then, but you needed a different character from a different show to make that show redeemable. and I never watched the show. Obviously, I just can go off what I've seen on YouTube.
And
But
you can pretty much see the best parts probably on YouTube.
right. And there, where she's where they're on the island in Mexico, I think.
Oh, but come on, let's be honest, Nimrod. Vincent D'Onofrio is great in pretty much everything he's in.
That's right.
Like he's great in The Godfather of Harlem.
Oh, I don't even know what that movie is.
Well, it's not a movie; it's a TV show.
Oh,
You don't do TV shows.
no, I don't.
Well, I mean, for you, it's a little tougher because of your work schedule.
Yeah. But yeah, Thunderbolts gets.
We're all over the place. Yeah, Thunderbolts, great. Go watch it.
We are. And I mean, I think we kind of anticipated this because it was, because it there's a lot of it goes all over the place, because there are so many, there's at least the two supplemental things you got, or three, if you're mentioning Hawkeye. There's three supplemental things that lead into Thunderbolts, but I had never seen any of them, and I understood Thunderbolts. I got into it. I was, I enjoyed. I really love. I enjoyed the shit out of Thunderbolts.
So here's something: if you did watch Daredevil, there's a character introduced in Hawkeye that shows up in Daredevil.
Oh, really?
Swordsman.
Who's that?
He's the swordsman.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, there's things. Okay, so Miss Marvel, Hawkeye are setting up the Young Avengers.
Okay.
So that's what that does. I'm hoping it's not true, but I'm hearing like Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin can't be in the movies. I don't know why. Like, he would be great as a street level villain for Spider-Man in one of those more grounded versions of a Spider-Man movie. It's like, fuck. All right, a short list of characters that She-Hulk ruined: the Wrecking Crew, Mr. Immortal, Tatiana, and Mist. Importantly, She-Hulk.
Most importantly, She-Hulk.
And most importantly, She-Hulk. Swordsman is another Avenger, but I don't know what his superpower is. Besides, he can wield a sword really well.
I mean, he
hated the Young Avengers comic.
What was the Young Avengers? Was Riri Williams in that? Was Ironheart part of the Young Avengers?
I think so.
Okay. All right, and that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, there was a big hubbub even before. Shut the fuck up. Before even before the MCU, there was a sword magic or some shit. There was a big
like. Did you watch Eternal?
No, I had no desire to see that.
Okay. Slow story, visually stunning, sets up some great concepts. Like, we hear Mahershala Ali as Blade talking to Dale, the Black Knight, when he's looking at the sword, but it's like, why are we taking so, like, how is it hard to come up with a fucking Blade script? Like, really, we previously had 3 fucking Blade movies. 2 of them were great. The third one kind of sucked.
The third one, was that the one with the vagina face?
That's the one with Triple H. Triple H is that in that one, and so was Ryan Reynolds.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
Black Knight, another Avenger. Like, it sets up so much shit. It's like, come on, man. We need to start tying some of this shit in together. Granted, I'm hearing they're debating if they want to make a movie out of the Nova Corps and Strange Academy. They don't know if they want to do a TV show or make it a movie. I'm hearing there's some chatter for the Midnight Suns. It's like, get some of this shit into play. Let's get, like, you introduced Werewolf by Night. Didn't watch it, but I heard it was good. Hell, half of the Eternals have been Avengers.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like,
Yeah, I see. The thing with the Eternals was, weren't there like 10 of them?
might have been.
Yeah, I mean there was like 8 or 10.
It's a big cast, but it wasn't a bad movie.
But here's the thing with the Avengers, it's a group of 5. Okay, you got Iron Man, Captain
6.
America, Thor, Hulk. Well, maybe it was just the 4. Well, you got
You got Black Widow.
Black Widow and Hawkeye.
There you go. 6.
Black Widow and Hawkeye didn't have their own movies, but each character had their own movies for us to go, okay, boom, this character is like this. Here's his whole. The Eternals tried to be, in my opinion, tried to be the Avengers, but they didn't have enough of a build-up. Like, who are these people? Where do they come
The
from?
Avengers is actually supposed
why
to set up
should
the cosmic side of things.
I get that. But see, I was under the impression that Guardians of the Galaxy was supposed to do that.
Well, it was all supposed to branch.
Right. But
remember, the way before James Gunn got fired by Marvel the first time, Kevin Feige and him were both setting up the cosmic side of things.
Okay.
So, Guardians of the Galaxy was the gateway to it, and they were going to build that side, and then, old tweets and woke fucking America.
Into the Wasp.
Oh, God, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Thank God they're not part of the team. Ugh.
I loved the Ant-Man movie, by the way.
The first one was good. The second one was okay. The third one was...
Was that Quantum Mania?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't bother seeing that.
Quantum Mania was an average Ant-Man movie.
Okay.
Because, again, they set up his daughter as another member of the fucking Young Avengers.
Yeah, see, and there was girl bossery of of a magnitude. We can't repel girl bossery of that magnitude. I get that, but again, Yelena.
Well, here's the problem.
She kicks ass.
Here's how it breaks down. Kevin Feige, when all that other shit was taking place, he was stretched in too many different spots because he had to help launch Disney Plus. So they were getting all the shows ready, plus the movies. At the time, Chapek wanted like fucking three to four movies a year. So you're starting to dilute, and you can't keep a steady eye on how things are playing out. So hence why that whole multiverse saga section is utter bullshit.
Yeah, that was it was overload. There was just too much. There was too much
of it.
Going on.
So now that Bob Iger came back and has reined it all back down, we're getting 2 to 3 movies a year and 2 shows a year. Kevin Feige can go back to doing what he does best.
Yeah, see, even 2 movies a year and 2 shows a year. That's oversaturation. Like you're not.
It's not. Granted, this year we only got the 1 movie. Actually, no, this year it was last year we only got the 1 movie.
Which one was that?
The Deadpool.
Oh, but that's not even an MCU movie, though.
But it was.
I guess because it was Disney. Yeah, they did make a point of that. I guess so.
And now this year is when we go back to 3. I think next year might be 2.
Yeah, you don't see that's oversaturation. You don't have a time.
Here's how it breaks down. This year's TV schedule was just Daredevil and Ironheart. There's no more TV shows for Disney coming out this year. The first movie, what did we get for the first movie this year? Was it Thunderbolts?
I think so.
And then Fantastic Four, and I'm not sure there's any other Marvel movies.
Oh, see, I never watched the Loki series.
Oh, bro. You should go back and watch those 2 seasons. Fucking
Okay,
great.
all right. I mean, I did like Loki as a character, not as much as everyone.
Yes, Captain America was the first one, then Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four is the final one for this year. So we got 5 Marvel projects this year.
Yeah, see, that's you don't have enough time to.
But again,
You
this
don't have
is
enough time to digest one movie before the next one comes out. You have to.
but again, you're looking at it Captain America should have came out last year, but it was pushed to come out this year. Some of this shit's all pushed. Ironheart wasn't supposed to come out. That was supposed to come out, I believe, last year.
Yeah,
So it's like it's the way they're doing it is fine. Like they got a new setup with the Disney Plus stuff that should work and be enjoyable. Oh, is someone here could cut the grass? About fucking time. That shit's growing. If they're good, it'll take 10 projects a year. I'll make the time. LOL.
if they're good, for sure. But like
I
when
watch it all. I watch it all because I'm just that's how I am.
you're a loser, that's why you don't do
But
it.
this loser knows every character that's in this shit and understands what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, but that's that right there's my point with Thunderbolts. You didn't need to.
It just helps.
I didn't need to see Black Widow or Hawkeye or Falcon and the Winter Soldier to understand and get into and enjoy this movie. As long as they keep with that, with that recipe, with that,
Now,
then someone like me who is a casual MCU fan, I do like the MCU. I did like Iron Man. I never saw Thor. But I did like Captain America, the First Avenger. I liked Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I liked Infinity War. I liked Civil War, Captain America Civil War. I liked Endgame. I Guardians of the Galaxy. All 3 of those movies I enjoyed. I
didn't enjoy the second one.
The second one was okay. Second one was good. I mean, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I had a good time watching it.
I didn't like the ego.
Oh, the Living Planet? Like, yeah, no. I remember my college roommate, was talking. He was a big comic book nerd. He actually, he lives in Michigan, and he was. I digress here for a little bit, but yeah, my college roommate. I was 19, when we were roommates, and then we separated ways, and he always told me, I'll be there on your 21st birthday. I'll be there on your 21st birthday. Sure enough, I was living in Glenview, Illinois at the time. He was living in Michigan. Who shows up at my house? My college roommate. I was like, oh God. And he said, he spent the night. He's like, I'm going to be there on your 50th birthday. I'm like, oh, yeah, great. Sure enough, who shows up at the bar? Who fucking showed up at the bar at my 50th birthday? My fucking college room, so, and he was a big comic book guy, and he introduced me to Ego, and I was like, oh dude, I kind of like this character. This character's kind of cool.
Kurt Russell did not do him justice. I just didn't care for it.
No, I think he did. He did do it justice. That was
you know what? Guardians of the Galaxy is kind of like the second Thor movies.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'll watch them.
That's fair.
I'll watch them for like the order of how everything is supposed to be watched and shit. But those are like, I don't really care for them.
No,
it's kind of the same way with me with Avengers 2. I didn't really care for Avengers 2.
Which one was that?
Age of Ultron.
Oh, see, I kind of enjoyed that one. I mean,
I shit you not, bro. I sat here one night and I muted the fucking movie and I just watched it with no fucking sound. And I'm like, wow, this is actually better with no fucking sound.
Oh, shut up. No, it set a lot of Age of Ultron set a lot of the MCU, what we now know as the MCU, it set it on its course. It it started the the Wachovia Accord. It put in place everything
Yeah,
that,
putting on
that we
place a
know.
lot of stuff, but it was still one of those movies that's like,
Yeah, and Ultron is
coming back.
yeah, well he's
Coming back.
I think there was a comic where he actually Ultron got Nimrod can correct me if I'm wrong here. Um there was a comic series where Ultron got all the Infinity Stones, and
Yes.
he was, he was a
They
super.
touched on it with What If.
Ah, okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Oh no, but I believe there was a comic, but he's coming back.
Okay,
He's coming back in the Vision show.
I saw Age of Ultron 3. Oh yeah, see, I did like Age of Ultron. I thought that was entertaining. As long as it's entertaining, I can set aside my movie snobbishness if I'm entertained. Like with
So can
Thunderbolts.
I.
Like with
Entertained.
Thunderbolts. I like I said, I did go into it with a chip on my shoulder. But once, again, Yelena going, "Oh Jesus Christ!" Like then I was bought in. I was like, all right, I'm in. Let's do this, Thunderbolts. You got me. You got Cupcake as a fan. Let's do this. Let's watch this movie. Okay, they did that in What If. Got it. Okay, then I was mistaken.
I believe they did it in the comic as well. But
Yeah, well, the comic What If, there was a lot of cool things that they did in the comic What If. I'm not too familiar, but yeah, that was. Hold on here.
I gotta watch fucking the Independence Day movies.
Yes. Let's let's get that out of the way. This Friday, as long as if I'm available, I'll set aside 2 hours. We are, or maybe more. We are going to, if you have not seen either Independence Day or Independence Day Resurgence, I recommend you watch those because we are going to discuss both of those movies on Independence Day, and if obviously if you're cool with me, I'm not just going to let any old schlub on, but if any one of if any one of our viewers that I'm cool with, we will maybe we'll do something on Twitter like a raffle or something. But yeah, I am going to I will send the link to maybe one or two fans, and if you watch those movies, you can join us live, and we will all discuss it.
So, 2 minutes into Thunderbolts, I leaned over to someone, either and asked, "Did Yelena get fat?"
I don't care. She's hot as fuck. Yeah, I mean, thanks. I did. It was a great idea I had to do the Independence Day movies on Independence Day. I mean, it's part of my charm that I'm able to get such great ideas about that. I'm just kidding. That was totally Nimrod's idea. So yeah, we are going to have a special edition of Warp Speed on Independence Day. We're going to be watching both Independence Day. Well, we're going to be discussing. We won't be watching them. But yeah, if you're a fan of the show and want to join us, just shoot me a DM on Twitter. And if you're not a troll and you're not a dick, and I know you and you're cool, yeah, shoot you at the link, and we can have a big open panel discussion on it. I loved Independence Day. I never saw Independence Day Resurgence. But yeah, we'll get into Roland Emmerich and all that, because while Roland Emmerich,
I like that group of people, that Roland Emmerich gentleman, because he makes some great disaster movies.
He does, but he's a low rent discount wannabe Steven Spielberg. I enjoyed Godzilla, although it does have its flaws. I enjoyed Independence Day, even though it has.
Is that the Godzilla that didn't look like Godzilla?
Yeah, that's the Matthew Broderick Godzilla.
Oh yeah, that one was.
Yeah, and they made a big deal about Godzilla having white pupils, and that But yeah, no, I enjoyed the hell out of Godzilla. It was
At the time it came out, I didn't mind it. It was cool, but now thinking back, it's like, oh yeah, that was bad.
yeah, for sure. I mean, they tried to be Jurassic Park with another IP. With all the baby Godzillas running around. Like
Let's see. He did what, The Day After Tomorrow?
was
I
that
believe he did. I believe he did 2012.
2012? Which one was the movie with Day After Tomorrow? Was that the movie with the storm?
Yes, Dennis Quaid.
Okay. Jesus Christ. No, but I will find it. We will play it. I will find that, and we will definitely play that clip. It's hilarious. Gilbert Godfrey. Today is our Independence Day. It's got to be amazing.
You could practice it, and you could do it in your famous Joey C voice.
Yes, I can. I can. But let's get back on track here with
How much more you want to go with this fucking movie?
huh?
How much more you want to go into the movie?
I mean, I guess you can't. I mean, I've said what I had to say.
We both liked it. You know, there's some spoilers. Here's some spoilers for you guys. They've all been announced to be in the next Avengers movie.
Right. There's the spoilers, and yeah, we really didn't give many spoilers. I mean, that was.
It's not it's not one of those movies you can, unless you took bullet points.
Right.
Would be the only way to truly break it down, or have Nimrod on the panel.
Right.
But it was one of those, like, yeah, okay, you got the cool aerial shot of Yelena's just thinking in her head, and then she jumps off the fucking roof. Parachute pop, she lands, takes out the guy. She does a little hallway fight scene where she takes out all the people. Like, it seems to be a fucking running thing now with these Marvel shows and movies. There's got to be a hallway fight.
Oh, well, everything is a hallway fight. I mean, there was one episode of The Mandalorian that was nothing but a hallway fight.
Fucking. We hear that fucking the U.S. agent's wife left him because he's a fucking dick, because he's fucking miserable at home.
Oh, was that Walker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There really wasn't too much on Ghost, but I guess she has to wear the suit in order to not phase so much, because that's what her problem was in Ant-Man 2 when she came back from the fucking what's that realm?
The quantum
realm.
That's her power. That's her power to phase like that. That wasn't the suit that gave her that ability.
No.
Oh, okay. I was under the impression that it was the suit.
No.
That gave her that ability.
I think the suit helps tame it. Taskmaster, well, we know she took a bullet to the fucking head. She was useless.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And see, that's the problem with the MCU and all these characters. You need to have watched all these other things to really understand. Which, again, I reiterate, you really didn't have to do that with Thunderbolts, in my opinion. The suit is the only thing that keeps her from fading out of existence. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because out of some weird anomaly, I believe her name is, correct me if I'm wrong, Nimrod. Michael Keaton's wife is named Janet Van Dyne, some shit like that, Van Pym, in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas's wife in that movie. I think her name was Janet. And she does some weird shit, like she has powers for a brief second, and she kind of keeps the ghost from fading away into existence. Like, it was a weird movie.
Okay.
So,
Janet Van Dyne. Okay. Yeah, Quantumania. I I had no desire to see that movie only because of Ant-Man's daughter. Again, it was the girl boss. The girl. What's the word I'm looking for? The girl bosseriness of it. I don't need a teenage girl telling being smarter. Just I was. It has to be. There has to be some semblance of believability. There has to be some, or it just takes me out of the movie. It just takes me out of it 100%. Again, like with the Thunderbolts, it everything everything was explained, and it
You're a
was.
sexist.
I am totally for sure.
All women got the same defective fucking gene in their head. They all have the same fucking retarded fucking gene in their head.
Thank you, Joey C. Oh, and it's on my other thing. I didn't connect it. This was actually I'm experimenting right now with using my Wi-Fi hotspot on my phone and the wireless mic, and I'm very minimal right now just to see if it'll work, and it seems to be doing pretty well actually. So
You on your phone instead of the computer?
yeah, well, no, I'm on my computer. I'm on my laptop, but I'm using the Wi-Fi hotspot from my phone instead of using my T-Mobile Wi-Fi and plugging it in directly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got. Normally I plug this in and then just connect it with the Ethernet cord. But
Dude, why don't you look into Elon Starlink?
I got T-Mobile, so I have got it. It only works with phone calls and text messages. Let me tell you, it when you're in the middle of the desert, your phone flips and you get a text message. You're on Starlink satellite now, so it's pretty good.
Well, I was going to say go the Elon route because you could put the little thing on top of your truck roof.
Yeah,
and that's how you get your signal.
right. Yeah, those are a couple $100. I've thought about it.
The question would be, if there's a massive thunderstorm, do you still get internet?
Yeah. But no, this was my problem with the whatever the fuck it was, Brave New World. Yeah, the laws of physics still have to apply, which is Falcon being Captain America makes no sense. For sure.
I mean,
For
I
sure.
don't mind him being Captain America. It was just him beating the Hulk. It was something different.
Right. Yeah, there was. I'm trying to think because one of my big arguments in I'll have to rewatch Iron Man. Some of the things he does, like a regular human body, even though it has the vibranium Wakanda armor, I don't think the human body would be able to withstand some of the force. I'll have to rewatch Iron Man to see if there's any similarity in what Iron Man does in comparison to what Sam Wilson does as Captain Falcon. But
I don't think there was anything, with the exception of Iron Man getting flung into the wall when he was doing something with the suit. It's impossible for a normal human to go through a 40-pound shield like that. Never mind doing it while flying with no leverage.
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 No, that's an inside joke. If you've seen the movie or read the book, it's not. Is it Battlefield Earth?
Yes.
Yeah. The John Travolta's character in that, I have leverage now. They say the word leverage like 100 times. And, everything's about leverage.
Leverage.
That's
So much leverage.
But yeah, that was. Yeah, I'll have to revisit Iron Man to see if there's any similarity in the actions that Sam Wilson takes in comparison to what Iron Man does, as far as going, breaking the sound barrier and then doing the superhero landing, he would be a ball of mush inside that armor. I don't care. You know, there was just, it took me out of the movie. A lot of that took me out of the movie.
Again, they should have beat him up bad, and then fucking Isaiah Bradley had to save his life with a fucking transfusion.
See that?
That's what they should have just did. But
Oh my God, Lou, why aren't you a writer for the MCU or Marvel? That would have made
much more sense.
That would have made much more sense. It would have given Isaiah Bradley it would have given him an arc. He, because no. Go get your big shoes. Internal dampeners. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough. All right. No.
I have a feeling, I know Nimrod might have watched this, but I need to know if you did. Were you ever into Battlestar Galactica?
I was, as a kid, I was with the original.
I'm not talking about the 70s version.
Yeah, that's the only one I'm familiar with.
Oh, so you never watched the one with Edward James Olmos?
No, never watched that one. I was already a dad at the time, and I didn't. I never watched the other one. Nimrod did.
Bro, I was a fucking dad too.
I guess I was a better dad because I had.
Oh, because I didn't watch fucking nerd shit.
No, yeah, I just never got into it. It was I was more
Okay, Nimrod, did you watch the prequel series Caprica? Because that series was building something and it just got canceled so quick because of sci-fi.
Yeah, wasn't Firefly, wasn't that another series that was canceled too soon?
Firefly was canceled after one season, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was on Fox, I believe.
Okay. Then wasn't Farscape? That was another show like that, right?
I didn't watch that one.
I kind of got into that one. That one was
I tried, and god damn, the fucking technology is awful.
Yeah, but it was a TV
But at
show.
the time, I bet it was one of those things. I was, like I said, my other nerd group. Oh man, this was great back in the day, and I'm like, all right. Oh hell no, it looks horrible.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed that show. I enjoyed Farscape. Enjoyed it a lot.
Look, granted, you don't do TV shows, man. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Because Battlestar Galactica was great.
All right, well, I'll have to.
That's how I was introduced to Katie Sackhoff as Starbuck.
Oh, so it's the same characters?
Same characters, but they gender swapped Starbuck, made her a woman.
All right, I'm out.
Oh, but she's played by the great Katie Sackhoff.
Great, I'm out.
Sackhoff.
I'm out. There's no need to gender swap anything.
I don't know if it was a gender swap or they, like I said, but in this version, she's a woman.
Yeah,
and that the only problem I did have with Battlestar Galactica is you could tell, like when they did space battles, those scenes were kind of recycled. The launches and all that shit.
Oh well, that saved the money, I guess.
They gender and race swap Boomer.
Oh yeah, see, I'm out. There's no need for that. And here's the thing. I mean, it probably didn't affect anything, But there's some, and I will go to my grave saying this for the sake, like it's very boring in the
I
last
didn't
season.
think so. I didn't think it got boring the last season and a half. It just got. It's a weird. It was weird because it's like you think they were on Earth, but they're not on fucking Earth. Or
Well,
they're on Earth in a different fucking galaxy, like the way it was just weird.
no, I think didn't wasn't Nimrod can kind of correct me, but wasn't yeah.
Well, yes, it was all political intrigue, but the where they left, they fucking end up going through the like galaxy to get to Earth, and it's like, what did they leave Earth at one point? Find this like it was just weird towards. I might have to rewatch that again. Good thing I own it because I can't watch things with commercials. Oh, so boring.
Yeah, right.
Ugh.
All right, Renee. All right, so I guess
So
I guess
what?
we
Next
can,
week we'll do Big Lebowski.
yeah, next week next week we'll talk about Big Lebowski. If you guys haven't seen it, we'll do like we're doing on Independence Day. We'll have a guest, a chatter guest if you want. Come join us in our Big Lebowski discussion.
See, that's what's funny. Yeah, Earth was destroyed. They find a new planet with early humans and call it Earth. But then they leave that Earth and go find Earth again at the end of the series.
Hey, in the first one, weren't they looking for Earth? And wasn't there something to do with like the pyramids and the Egyptians? Like they came and like I thought that was kind of a plot point.
What they did in this, like, they made Boomer a Cylon.
Okay.
She's more like what the humanity didn't realize. The Cylons created their little robots to look like humans, be like humans. I even think get pregnant like humans and all this other shit.
Okay.
Like the Cylons get really advanced. Like there's Cylons amongst some of the humans, and Boomer I know was one of them. That other chick, I can't remember her name, but she was the blonde. Oh, fuck, bro, it's a good show to watch.
Okay.
Just take out the fucking gender swapping parts. It's still a good show. Because all bullshit, I've seen the 70s version, but I was one of those where it's like, I might have watched an episode here, an episode there, never really watched the entire run.
Oh, well, dude, we were 3 or 4 when it came out.
Yeah, I was one of those.
Yeah. So, I mean, I remember, I just remember the kid and the Dackett. Was that it? The little creature? The monkey in the suit?
But what they do, the original.
You said doo-doo.
Yeah, what they do, they bring the original Starbuck, and he has a little bit of an arc in one of the seasons.
Oh. All right. Well, all right. I'm in. All right. That's cool. All right. That's kind of a cool idea.
Yeah. I think he's trying to run for president. I don't remember. Nimrod could correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, that's cool. Greatest theme song ever. I'll have to remember that. I'll have to YouTube it.
Bro, you know what, man? Before we do wrap up, like I said, I was scrolling on TikTok the other night. The original Apollo. Oh, okay. I thought it was Starbucks. She sued me.
Oh, that's Face from A-Team, right?
I don't remember the 18. You might be right, but scrolling, like I said, I was scrolling through TikTok. I didn't realize fucking Peter Cullen is a narrator on a lot of old cartoons I watched.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Peter Cullen was No, he did a lot. He did a lot of the trailers coming this summer. He did a
Bro,
lot.
his that voice is it's like, yeah, we know him as Optimus Prime,
Okay.
but he was also a narrator on the fucking Ronin Warriors I didn't know about.
Really?
Yeah, bro. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
he did.
I
Yeah,
know that voice.
yeah, he did a lot of cartoon voices, and he did this interview where he was talking about when he was auditioning for Optimus Prime, and he did it. He did it, and they were like, "Okay, thank you." And he's like, "Can I try that again?" And like it always happens, can I try that again? They go, oh, "Okay, give him one more shot." And then he kind of he lowered his voice, and then he was calm and understanding, and he said was, "I am Optimus Prime." He
You're
said like
hired.
a sentence, and they were like, "Okay, that's the voice we're looking for. You're hired. Sign here. Press hard. You're going through 3 copies."
It's fucking bro. Oh man. And then like I said, like I had on Sunday when I caught the beginning of you guys' movie talk shit.
Yeah, yeah.
We need to sit down on a movies with 2K and just watch the G.I. Joe animated movie. The opening 5 minutes of that fucking animation is fucking great. The
Right.
battle in New York on the Statue of Liberty with
Yeah.
the fucking theme song playing Cobra.
Bro.
Cobra!
For sure.
That shit was like, you failed me for the last time, Cobra Commander. But the Penta!
Yeah.
My troops, they suck!
Yeah, I didn't the whole Cobra Law with Globulus and Nemesis Enforcer. That
The
got
Stardust Revenge on Nemesis Enforcer.
Yeah, that got too weird. That got too weird. I did like Nemesis Enforcer, but yeah, the whole Globulus and that, where Cobra Commander turns into a snake, and you got Roadblock who's blind, and like that. That all got too weird, man. That got a little bit too weird for me. But I still watch it, of course.
Great fucking so much fun.
Right. All
Like
right.
again,
Well,
fucking around on TikTok and ran into some of those clips.
right. All right. So warp speed score for Thunderbolts: 5 cupcakes. Definitely 5 cupcakes for Thunderbolts.
Okay, I'll give it 4.
Yeah. No. I.
Once a man, I was once a man.
For sure.
That slithers away.
Yeah. Yeah. He slithered. Yeah. Totally. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Thunderbolts. You do not need to have seen any other of the MCU stuff to understand it. Apparently,
Yeah.
it helps. But yeah, I went into it blind, not never having watched any of the supplemental stuff that goes into it. It explains it well. You get all the Ghost is the one character that they don't really explain, but
She's explaining Ant-Man.
yeah. Well, I'm saying the very nature of her of Ghost in and of itself would she's mysterious, I guess. That's the way I looked at it. She was just she didn't seem to me like a main character. She seemed like a secondary character. The main characters of the movie for me were Walker, Bob, Yelena, and Red Guardian. And again, Red Guardian is my new favorite MCU character. He is a true blue hero who enjoys being a hero.
He's a true blue comedic effect.
No, I don't see it like that, man. I see it like he was he wasn't allowed to be a hero. He was made in Russia, and this is what I gathered from Thunderbolts. Like I said, I didn't see Black Widow.
Yes, because I mean, even Valentina looked at him like, "And who are you?"
Yeah, and who are you? Yeah,
I'm Red Guardian.
Yeah.
Mother Russia.
yeah, that was
Okay.
yeah, but no, go see Thunderbolts. Great movie. It was fantastic. Everything makes sense, everything's good, and yeah, I guess we'll leave it there.
You'll enjoy your popcorn.
You'll enjoy your popcorn. All right. So this Friday, not sure what time. I will work that out. But please, if you're interested, watch Independence Day and Independence Day Resurgence. If you would like to join us on Warp Speed in our discussion of Independence Day on Independence Day, shoot me a DM. And if you pass the you're not a total troll dick fuck jackass test, you can join us on panel and we will discuss these two movies. With that being said,
I know you should make Friday. You ain't got no mail to deliver.
right, and this was your idea too, so it'd be kind of, kind of shit if you didn't show up. But yeah, so that being said, you got anything else to say, Lou?
See me tonight at 6 o'clock, Joey.
Are you fucking kidding me, you traitor?
That's right.
You fucking traitor.
Yes.
Traitor.
Yes.
Oh my god. Jackass. All right.
You're welcome.
Catch Lou on
Joey C. Tardface
That's
coming
right.
to you.
That's right. So catch Lou tonight on Catalano TV. And then catch us
Being
all
a traitor.
catch Lou being a traitor on Catalano TV. Catch us on this Friday for a special edition of Warp Speed. And as always, Sunday morning with Belly Bros with me, Kahuna, Lou, and sometimes 2K. With that being said, catch you later, everybody. I am off to Nashville, and we will see you on the flip side. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Reviews and stories all the time. Reviews and stories all the frames. A cake in the shape of a cup. It's Cupcake, a whole orange drop. Reviews and stories all the frames.